Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Jason Morgan and Tracy Quartermaine are brought together by something that neither of them expected to share on this particular day, a wave of grief that shakes them both to their core. It's not often that Jason and Tracy are written into the same emotional orbit, but the September 18th episode of General Hospital places them side by side, and it's in that vulnerable, exposed space where the two manage to find common ground. Jason has weathered a lifetime of loss, carrying the weight of friendships and loves that ended too soon, and Tracy, who may appear cold and brash on the outside, has her own vault of heartbreak that she guards fiercely. When these two finally pause long enough to let the facade slip, what comes forward is a raw acknowledgement of pain and a mutual recognition that grief is something neither of them can outrun. What makes this connection powerful is that Tracy isn't someone Jason normally opens up to, and Jason isn't someone Tracy tends to lean on. Yet grief levels the playing field, forcing even the most stubborn characters to face emotions that can't be ignored. The idea of Jason and Tracy leaning into each other's sorrow is bittersweet. It's not about making them close friends or shifting them into some unlikely alliance, but about honoring the shared experience of loss. Soap operas thrive on conflict, on drama, on betrayal and secrets. But at the heart of every long-running daytime story is the reminder that loss unites even the most unlikely of people. In this moment, Jason and Tracy become human together, and for longtime viewers, it's a reminder of just how much both of them have endured through the years. Jason's grief has always been complicated because of the way he internalizes pain. He doesn't express much, he rarely confides, and he often chooses to act instead of talk. That silence can come across as stoic strength, but it also leaves him isolated. Tracy, in contrast, tends to mask her grief with sharp words, sarcasm, or blunt deflections that push people away before they can see how deeply something hurts her. To put these two in a scene where the shields lower even slightly is a meaningful move by the writers. The emotion doesn't have to be loud, it doesn't have to be dramatic in the soapy sense of screaming or crying, but it resonates because it's honest. Viewers who have followed both characters for decades know that moments like this, brief, subtle, but deeply human, are what give the show its longevity. While Jason and Tracy are finding themselves in this uneasy place of mutual sorrow, elsewhere in Port Charles, another kind of tension is brewing with Molly. She has her own secret, one that she isn't ready to share, and the act of keeping that truth hidden adds layers to her already strained relationships. Molly has always been one of the more grounded and level-headed characters, someone whose intelligence and moral compass often set her apart. But secrets have a way of changing people, no matter how principled they may be. What she's keeping from those closest to her is clearly weighing heavily, and the question is not only what the secret is, but how long she can carry it before it inevitably bursts into the open. The decision to keep something hidden rarely comes from a place of malice. In soap storytelling, it almost always comes from fear of disappointing someone, fear of losing love, fear of unraveling the fragile balance that's holding everything together. For Molly, her secret feels deeply personal, and there's a sense that it will impact not only her but the people she cares about most. Secrets on General Hospital are never contained for long, but the longer they are buried, the bigger the fallout becomes. Every whispered hesitation, every avoided conversation, and every half-truth adds fuel to a fire that will eventually explode. And viewers know that when Molly's secret finally comes out, it won't just affect her. It will ripple outward, touching family, relationships, and maybe even entire storylines that seem unrelated now. The juxtaposition of Jason and Tracy's shared grief with Molly's concealed truth is striking. On one side, you have two characters choosing, even if reluctantly, to face their emotions and find solidarity in shared pain. On the other side, you have a character deliberately turning inward, hiding a truth that could offer connection if only she allowed it into the light. Thematically, the episode highlights how people respond differently to emotional turmoil. Some bond over it, others isolate, and some try to control the narrative by concealing the truth altogether. That contrast makes the drama richer, because it allows the audience to see parts of themselves reflected in each choice. Jason and Tracy's storyline also serves as a reminder of legacy. Both have long histories intertwined with Port Charles and with the Quartermain family in particular. For Tracy, every loss is tied to her family's complicated legacy, a web of business, betrayal, and loyalty that has defined her life. For Jason, who may have walked away from the Quartermain name but never truly escaped the shadow of it, grief is always tangled up with questions of identity and belonging. That's why seeing them mourn together has so much resonance. They are both products of the Quartermain orbit, in different ways and with different outcomes, but grief ties them back to that family history no matter how far they've strayed. At the same time, Molly's arc speaks to generational shifts. She is not a Quartermain. She comes from a different family, a different upbringing, and her challenges are framed in a more contemporary light. Her secret may be about something deeply personal, something that speaks to the modern struggles of privacy, choice, and independence. While Jason and Tracy embody the weight of history and the scars of decades past, Molly represents the younger generation grappling with secrets that are less about legacy and more about the pressures of navigating adulthood in a complicated world. The September 18th episode is designed to feel heavy, and that weight isn't accidental. Grief, secrets, legacy, and fear, these are themes that soap operas return to again and again because they are timeless. Every viewer, whether they've been watching for 30 years or 30 days, understands the sting of loss, the anxiety of holding on to a secret, the difficulty of carrying a family legacy, and the pull of fear when choices seem impossible. What General Hospital does so well is weaving these timeless emotions into the lives of characters the audience has invested in for decades, making the fictional grief and secrets feel personal. When Jason and Tracy share that space of mourning, it isn't just about the story at hand. It's about the years of history that fans bring to the table. Viewers know who Jason has lost. They know what Tracy has sacrificed, and seeing them together in a moment of mutual recognition taps into a well of audience empathy. In the same way, Molly's secrecy taps into the universal experience of hiding something you're not ready to reveal. It keeps the audience leaning forward, wondering not only what she's hiding but how long before the truth changes everything. The writing choice to connect grief and secrecy in the same episode is deliberate. Grief is often about the truths we can't escape, while secrets are about the truths we choose not to share. The two exist in constant tension. Jason and Tracy are forced to confront the unshakable reality of loss, while Molly tries desperately to control her reality by burying it. That narrative balance keeps the episode from being one note. Instead of focusing solely on sorrow, it adds suspense, reminding viewers that Port Charles is a place where emotions are never simple, and choices always come with consequences. As the episode unfolds, Jason and Tracy's connection may not be loud or lengthy, but it's impactful. They don't need to say much for the audience to feel the weight of it. Sometimes grief doesn't need words. It just needs presence. Two people sitting in silence, sharing the same emotional space, can be more powerful than 100 lines of dialogue. That's the beauty of soap storytelling at its finest, letting characters' histories and the audience's memories do the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, Molly's secret will remain a source of growing tension, a quiet storm gathering in the background until it finally breaks. By the end of the day, General Hospital has given viewers a study in contrasts. The quiet unity of Jason and Tracy, the anxious secrecy of Molly, and the constant reminder that no matter how different the characters may be, they are all bound by the same forces of grief, love, fear, and hope. These are the threads that keep audiences returning day after day, eager to see not just what happens, but how these beloved characters respond when life refuses to go according to plan. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.